Today's July 15th, 2021. This is Kendall with Sailing Vessel Papillon. There's quite a bit going on here in the marina. Right up there is where I used to be parked, right on the bulkhead. But they put in a new 35-ton travel lift, and it's about completed, so they moved me back this way. So we've continued the work. As you can see, this is the port side, and I had the glass laid in and faired. It looks really nice. It's all sanded. The radius is over here. I need to blend in, and over here I need to blend in this radius. And then I'm obviously going to recoat with Total Boat, Total Protect, the 2-part epoxy primer. I'm going to give it another 3 coats. So the next area, we just finished the starboard side today, and once we complete that and get it faired and sanded, we'll start on these blisters. The deeper ones we're going to add glass, the shallower ones we're just going to add Total Fair fairing compound, 2-part epoxy fairing compound. And that should go pretty quick. Let me walk around on the other side and show you the glass. So this is the glass laid up. It's not faired. The fairing you see there, the green, is the fairing underneath the glass that filled the joint, the mating joint between the cast iron keel and the hull. And this is not structural. This is only to help prevent any water from coming in. And it's basically a good wear strip. So this is all 1708. I've been delayed due to severe nerve pain from a back injury. I'm waiting on the VA, and so I haven't been able to progress as much. But, oh, and by the way, this is my garage where I store all my materials. Comes in handy. Gets it out of the weather and out of my boat. But I have a friend of mine that owns that 43-foot Sparkman and Stevens catch rig. And he's here with his son, Rob, and William. They bought the boat, and they really don't have any experience on them. So they asked me if they could come over and help, and asked me to teach them how to do the osmosis work and how to do fiberglass work. So I told them, sure, come on over. So I pay them a meager amount for their time, but they're benefiting from the skill and experience that they're getting here. So today, this is the first project, and they kind of screwed up. I wasn't watching, and they got the glass and the peel ply past the tape. So I've got to grind that line back, get the tape off. You can see I started pulling it off. Over here I got to it while it was still green. Used a razor blade, but this is all getting faired anyway, so it's really not that big a screw up. And it was their first time. So it's my fault. I should have been watching that. The other thing that we did is on the rudder, you can see that we started adding glass to the skeg. So that's 1708 with 2 layers of 6-inch wide Kevlar tape. And the reason I wanted the Kevlar on there is in case I hit something that gets past the keel, it doesn't shred and tear off my damn rudder and skeg. So this was all laid up today. we completely wrapped the rudder in plastic first. And then we made a pattern, wet everything out, placed it up there, and the new glass went past the joint, the pivot joint there, the hinge joint. And I came back later while the glass was still green and cut it with a razor blade. It's still rough, but I've got my my grinder cutoff wheel. I'll come in there and dress that up and make it all clean on both sides. But that is incredibly strong now. You can hardly move the thing. So tomorrow we're gonna tab the joint in and then add another layer in this area where this radius is and reinforce that. And then we're gonna add just a layer of 1708 on the rudder just to beef it up. Probably isn't necessary, but I want the rudder to be strong and solid. So the rest of the fairing and everything, it will be the next project. And with Will and Rob's help, we should be able to knock that out in a few days. Ready for Total Protect, the 2-part epoxy primer. And then I can add the ablative paint on top of that, and the boat would be virtually ready to go back in the water outside of adding the Cutlass bearing back on and adding the prop. That's the only thing that needs to be added on there. And that'll be ready to get in the water. It's been amazingly hot here. I got these solar panels installed. They're wing on wing. Right now I have, you see I have 2 on each side. I just have a stick on them right now. I got to get some telescopic rods and some reinforcements so I can wing them up and wing them down where they're stable. Those are 4 100 watt 12 volt panels that I have in series and parallel. And here's the other side with them wing up. And again, I just stuck sticks in there for testing purposes. And the wires are just hanging loose, they're not routed properly yet. But we're making progress. I'm hoping to get the tow rail off, or the tow rail off all the way around the teak, and get it taken off, sanded, and urethaned, and coated the same method that Oria is using. My buddy Randy on Sailing Oria. He's an expert painter and he told me the way to do it. So we're going to use his method. And that ought to make that really shine. Take a look at sailoria.com or Sail Oria on YouTube, and you'll see what the work he's done on his boat. His boat's the twin sister to this boat. Mine's the older one. His is the newer one, but he's totally redesigned and reconfigured his boat on the interior. Anyway, you can see here we are on the Chesapeake. We were supposed to get rain today. It was about 93 today, and kind of muggy for this out here. Looking across the creek. This is Bodkin Creek. Anyway, this is Kendall with Sailing Vessel Papillon, giving you an update. Have a good day.